Hello dear student, this is Neelam Joshi, Assistant Professor in Department of Computer Science and Engineering, and today I am going to discuss about historical development of cloud computing, and the subject code of cloud computing is MCA 503. Now moving ahead, so these are the outlines which we are covering in today's video lecture, in which prerequisites of topic, then problem objective, then we will discuss about historical development on the basis of various evolution phases, and we will discuss core technologies like distributed system, virtualization, web 2.0, and then learning outcome of today's video lecture, and then references. So now prerequisites of the topic. So before discussing about this topic, you should have knowledge about what is the means of cloud computing, and also you should have knowledge about the properties of cloud computing, and what types of clouds involve in the deployment process. So you should have knowledge about these all phases whenever we discuss about this topic. So I am just giving you here brief knowledge about these topics, and for detailing you should follow my all previous video lecture. So first of all, cloud computing is basically a technology that puts our entire computing infrastructure in both hardware and software application online, and it uses the internet remote central servers to maintain data and applications. For example, Gmail, Yahoo Mail, Facebook, Hotmail. There are lots of example in which we are using the cloud computing technologies, and here I just want to mention that cloud computing is just uses in the form of dynamic delivery of information technology resources and capabilities as a service over the internet, and it is a style of computing in which dynamically scalable and often virtualized resources are provided as a service over the internet. Okay, and also key properties of cloud computing is just relevant with cloud computing is user centric, and it is task centric. Means whenever we talk about user centric, then here the all concern is just related with the user. That means we have to connect it to the cloud, and whatever is the stored, like in the form of document, messages, image, we just only here relate all the information in the context of user. Okay, and task centric means what? Here we focusing on the application and what it can do, and the main focus is on what we need done and how the application can do for us. And also cloud computing is powerful technology, and it is accessible from any platform, and cloud computing is very intelligent computers, and cloud computing is basically based on various type of programmable approach. And whenever we talk about the types of cloud, then here you should have knowledge about the clouds in the form of public cloud, where when a cloud is available to the general public on a pay per user basis. That means how much we pay, we can access the services. So these type of cloud is called the public cloud. Okay, and here the customer has no visibility over the location of cloud computing infrastructure. And second cloud is private cloud, in which the internal data centers of business organizations which are not made available to the general public. That's why it is called private cloud. And hybrid cloud is the combination of private and public cloud, where it uses the main functionality of these clouds. And next one is the community cloud, which is basically concerned with the specific community. So in this way, whole pre-requirement is designed, and you should have understand in detail about all these topics. Okay, now problem objective. So in my today's video lecture, we will discuss about how the development of cloud is done in various phases, and what type of evolution process it follows, and what type of techniques we are using in the enhancement of cloud computing environment. Okay, now historical development of cloud. So for better understanding about historical development, we just understand about the process which is relevant with some years ago. Okay, means here historical development has created a series of favorable conditions for the realization of cloud computing. Basically here the means is that few years ago cloud computing was inherently thought as a being public and the focus for many IT organizations, which included providing software applications. And this software application is generally based on some innovative ideas which is used for emerging cloud technologies that could make use of that new model for delivery and consumption of services and resources. So here whenever we talk about security, then as security concern and the potential for data to be compromised in public cloud infrastructure, so the main focus shifted towards creating private cloud that could address many of the security concerns of public cloud while still providing all the same services and resources. So basically we can say that cloud infrastructure naturally evolved into supporting what is now termed as a hybrid cloud. So in this way the whole structure is just created on the basics of various types of demands and need, and here history starts from 1950s and the evolution of these technologies which are present in today's cloud implementation. So basically here cloud computing describe a new supplement, consumptions and delivery model for IT services based on internet protocol, and these internet protocol is just started development through starting phase which is 1950s, where the main purpose and main focus is on just developing the mainframe computers. Okay, so here it is typically involve provisioning of dynamically scalable and offer virtualized resources, and it is byproduct and consequences of the ease of access to remote computing sites provided by the internet. So these all points become the development phase for cloud computing. So here I want to mention that actually the major benefit of concept behind cloud computing is that the average user doesn't require a computer that is extremely powerful to handle complex database indexing that serve farms, and instead with the use of broadband, users can easily connect to the cloud, which would commonly be referred to as the point of contact with the large network. So here we will discuss this historical development as a new paradigm which is started from the calculating machine to the cloud computing. Okay, so here cloud computing just take it knocks from opponent who see it as the overseas phrase with no real meaning. Okay, and as well as on the other side of the coin there are plenty of professionals who see the clouds as not only a useful thing but also evolving beast. So it is an innovation in different ways. From a technological perspective, it is an advancement of computing which applying virtualization concept to utilize hardware more efficiently. Okay, so here this particularly process is called that it is started from calculating machine and develop development goes on to the cloud computing. Here, the development of the personal computer, like it is also known as PCs, which began as recently in the 1970s with the construction of the first microprocessor 4004. Okay, and then after that, Microsoft has developed the operating system for IBM PCs, which soon become the standard platform with which many PC manufacturers were capabilities, and these are capable with some doing some specific task. So here we can say that the whole phases which involve in this development approach uses service cloud, which is basically based on some specific components, and these components is around the knowledge which is based together, and this is based on expert knowledge which is used in the cloud, and this is basically concerned with customer, agents and partner. So here these components is very specific in the development phase, and it is basically focused on some specific point in the form of community, social, search, partners, phones, emails and chat. Here whenever we talk about community, then developing an online customer community is an integral part of Service Cloud, and the Service Cloud is here represent a fundamental shifts in how companies approach their online presence. And it is not just a place to post information, but a community where customer can interact with each other and have conversation with the company at large. That means we have to decide here that specific community, so that all type of problem in the context of customer or user, so these type of problem is easily handled by this community. Okay. Next is social. Here we are just taking an example of online platform like force.com. So this force.com platform enables the services cloud to connect to leading social networking sites such as Facebook. Facebook is very popular platform, and here this community forum is just included some blogs, some text messages and many more. So through these connection, companies will be able to funnel this information directly into their knowledge base. That's why it is also known as a social site, and Facebook is not one of the example of this social site. In today's world we are just facing some other social networking sites, and also we are handling these in the form of Twitter, YouTube, WhatsApp. Okay, now next one is searching. So here, by creating an active online community with the Service Cloud, companies can ensure that their site is one of the top results written in a customer search. Okay, and then it also involves here partners, means using the Service Cloud, companies can now share all the information in the knowledge base quickly and easily with their partners. And whenever we talk about phone, emails and chats, so you all know about these things in detail. Okay, so here this particular Service Cloud will give agent access to knowledge the cloud, and regardless if they use phones, emails or chat to service customer, so by providing the contact center with the same knowledge it found in the specific community, and here the Service Cloud ensures that the quality and cost of service across every channel is strengthened by the enterprise of the community. So in this way, these all paradigm is based on these specific components, and these components will perform various types of specific functionality, so can they satisfy all the customer and user requirement. Now this is the evolution phase of cloud computing. Here in this figure, overview of the evolution technologies in the context of distributed computing and which have influence in the form of cloud computing is just showing. So here in tracking the historical evolution, here we are just describing how the development of cloud computing play an important role in the realization of cloud technologies. So basically it is concerned with mainframe system, cluster system, grid computing, and then finally cloud computing. So here you can see in this diagram the enhancement of various technologies. Like in 1950 we are just starting with the first mainframe computer. Then in 1960s supercomputer. I am just here showing you the main development phases in each and every year. Okay, and there are lots of other technologies is also involved here in these years. Okay, and in 1970 the development of TCP/IP and then Ethernet and LAN, and then WWW and HTTP and grid computing, and in 2000 IEEE and Wi-Fi, and during 2000 to 2010 here it involved app engine services development, and finally in 2010 Microsoft Azure. That means the existence of cloud computing is just incorporated here. Now moving ahead with evolution basic phase. So basically these all evolution steps are just categorized into three basic phases, in which the first one is the idea phase, then pre-cloud phase, and finally cloud phase. Basically here the idea phase is just incepted in the early 1960s, and it is just uses the utility and grid computing and lasted till pre-internet bubble era. And whenever we talk about here pre-cloud phase, then here it incorporates with the originating some phases which is developed in 1999 and extended to 2006. And in this phase the internet as the mechanism to provide application as a services. That means all the services and application is just incorporated with internet, so that user can easily access from these services from the internet. Then cloud phase. Here the must talk about real cloud phase started in the year 2007, when the classification of the internet infrastructure as a service and software as a service and platform as a service got formalized. And here the history of cloud computing has witnessed some very interesting breakthroughs launched by some of the leading computers and web organization of the world. So in this way the whole thing is just concluded in the form of cloud phase. Now here are the core technologies which including in the development of cloud computing. So here the first one is distributed system, then virtualization, Web 2.0, and service oriented computing and utility oriented computing. So in my today's video we will discuss about these core technologies, in which we will study about distributed, virtualization and Web 2.0, and in my coming video we will discuss about the remaining two technologies. Okay, so here the first one is distributed system. Here distributed system is just defined as a collection of independent computers that appear to its users as a single coherent system. That means whenever we talk about distributed system, then there are lots of several systems are just together in a single unit, and they can share clock, peripheral devices and some other unit which is relevant with computer system. Okay, and it includes a variety of computer system, but it evidences two very important elements characterizing a distributed system in the form of, the first one is saying that the fact it is composed of multiple independent components and these components are perceived as a single entity by user. Okay, and here the primary purpose of distributed system is to share resources, as I already mentioned, and and also utilize them in a better way. Okay, and in the second case, distributed system often exhibit other type of properties like heterogeneity, openness, scalability, transparency, concurrency, so that we can characterize cloud computing in the context of distributed system in a very effective manner. Okay, so here distributed system is incorporated here in the form of cloud computing with three technology, in which the first one is mainframe, then cluster and grids. So here mainframe were powerful, highly reliable computer specialized for large data movement and massive I/O operation. So because of this property of mainframe computer, they were mostly used by large organization for bulk data processing, such as if we are taking example of online transaction and enterprise resource planning and other such big level of operations. So here we involve the processing of significant amount of data. That's why here we need a specific type of computer which handle all this information and a big amount of data. That's why here we using mainframe computers. And even though mainframe cannot be considered as a distributed system, but they were also offering large computational power by using multiple processors which were presented as a single entity to a user. Okay, and one of the most attractive feature of mainframe computer was the ability to be highly reliable computers that were always on and capable of tolerating failures transparently. Okay, and next one is cluster. Here cluster computing uses as a low cost alternative to the use of mainframe and supercomputer. Basically this technology has advancement that created faster and more powerful mainframe, and these machines could then be connected by a high bandwidth network and controlled by specific software tools that manage them as a single system. So because of this feature, cluster technologies considerably contributed to the evolution of tools and framework for distributed computing. Okay, and the most attractive feature of cluster was that the computational power of commodity machines could be leveraged to solve problem which previously manageable only on expensive supercomputers. Okay, and as well as cluster could be easily extended if more computational power was required. Okay, now the next one is grid. Here grid computing access large computational power, use storage facility and variety of services. Basically here users can consume resources in the same way as they use other utilities such as in the form of power, gas, waters, etc. So basically here the need of grids is used initially in the development as an aggregation of geographically dispersed clusters by means of internet connection. Okay, and these clusters belong to different organizations and arrangements were made among them to share the computational power. So we can say that different from a large cluster, a computing grid was a dynamic aggregation of heterogeneous computing nodes and its scale was nationwide or even worldwide. So we can say that cloud computing is often considered as the successor of grid computing. But in reality, it embodies aspects of all the major technologies like mainframe, supercomputer, cluster computing, etc. Now moving ahead, what is virtualization? Here, first of all, you should know about what is the means of virtualization. Basically, virtualization word is generated from the virtual word. That means there no physical existence of anything is available. Means this is just based on the assumptions. That means it is just a virtual image of anything. So here virtualization is another core technology of cloud computing, and it encompasses a collection of solutions which allowing the abstraction of some of the fundamental element, as well as it is used for computing such as hardware, runtime environment, storage and networking. Basically, virtualization is essentially a technology that allows creation of different computing environment, and these environments are just uses in the form of virtual, which I already mentioned, because they simulate the interface that is expected by the guest. Okay, and here the most common example of virtualization is hardware virtualization, because this technology allows simulating the hardware interfaces expected by an operating system, and hardware virtualization allows the coexistence of different software stacks on top of the same hardware. So these stacks are basically contained server which can host several virtual machine instances, and thus creating the opportunity of having customized software stack on demand. So in this way we are just using this hardware virtualization method, and virtualization technologies are also used to replicate runtime environment for program. If we are talking about the process of virtual machine, I think you should have knowledge, you all have knowledge about the virtual machine. So these virtual machine include the foundation of technologies there is a need of Java and .NET, where application instead of being executed by the operating system are run by a specific program called virtual machine. As well as these techniques allow isolating the execution of application and providing a finer control of the resources they access. Okay. Now moving ahead with the next one, which is Web 2.0. Here the web is the primary interface through which cloud computing delivers its services. Basically, here Web 2.0 encompasses a set of technologies and services that facilitate interactive information sharing, collaboration, user-centered design and application composition. Here you can see that these all services provided by the cloud service provider. Basically, the means is that Web 2.0 brings interactivity and flexibility into web pages, which provide enhanced user experience by gaining web-based access to all the functions that are normally found in desktop applications. And these capabilities are obtained by integrating a collection of standards and technologies, like sometimes we use XML, sometimes we use JavaScript and XML, and some specific type of web services. So basically the means is that these technologies allowing applications leveraging the contribution of users who now become providers of content. Okay, and also here we can say that the internet is open new opportunities and market for using these web services, and these services now can be accessed from a variety of devices like mobile phones, laptops, desktop, car dashboard, TV sets and some other type of devices. Okay, so here I am showing you the example in today's world of Web 2.0, that whenever any type of web applications is generated and provided by cloud service provider, then they can be accessed by using any type of devices. And the popular web 2.0 examples are just based on like Flickr, Facebook, YouTube. These are the most popular example, and some other example like Google Documents, Google Maps, bloggers, Wikipedia. So these all are just relevant with web 2.0, because the web as a transport that enables an enhanced interaction with the user and customer with the cloud services in cloud computing. Okay, now moving ahead, this is the assignment which is based on the today's video lecture, in which you have to compare cloud computing, distributed computing and parallel computing on the basis of various parameters. These parameter is just decided by you all guys, because I'm not giving any parameter, so that you just use your own sense and find out what type of parameter you have to able to compare, so that you could solve this assignment in a effective way. Okay, and these are the learning outcome of my today's video lecture. And today you should learn you have learned about historical development of cloud on the basis of various phases, and how the enhancement grows up and moves toward the enhancement of each technologies from customer's perspective as well as agent perspective. Okay, as well as we also learnt about various type of evolution technologies like distributed system and virtualization technique means, and also we discussed about web based technologies and various examples. Okay, and these are the shallow points, and here are the reference used, in which the first one is Mastering Cloud Computing, and second book which I preferred, Valtech, Cloud Computing Practical Approach, and the third one is Cloud Computing by Swinsky. And finally, I just want to mention as the conclusion of today's video that basically we all know that cloud services is how much useful for us in today's world, because these services are just uses as a hosting services, because it provide us co-location services where we can use physical facilities on the basis of internet connection, and we can also access virtual private sector, like in which virtualization technology is employed to allow multiple logical servers to share a single physical server owned, supplied and maintained by the hosting service. As well as we also uses cloud computing services in the form of dedicated hosting services, means managed hosting services, in which the service provider owns and manages the machines, leasing full control to the client and management of the servers, which typically includes monitoring, backup and installation of security patches and various levels of technical support. So in this way, I just want to say you that how much cloud computing and its services is incorporated with our daily needs and our demand, and we can easily access these services whenever we are using cloud computing. Thank you so much to all of you.